This walk is located at Bateman's Bay, about 3 hours south of Sydney. Park at the Observation Point car park and commence down along the cliff face towards Wimbie Beach. This is a car park at Observation Point, and the path commences on the left hand side just towards the entrance. Enter between the trees. The path is quite clearly marked, and you will proceed down in front of quite a large new construction which appears to have maybe stalled in the work that's being done. You can see here on the right the facade of the building as it was intended to be designed, and it looks quite nice, but there is very little happening on this site at the moment. The path is just here between these two trees and runs along the edge of the bay and comes out at Casey's Beach. Some spectacular views here to the south. The track is quite well marked and also, of course, quite close to people's houses. Yeah. At the bottom of this first section is a set of stairs which will take you down to the Casey's Beach car park, where there are toilets, swings and some amenities. When you get to the end of the grassed area, you can either go up onto the road or down onto the beach. It'll depend on where the tide is. On our walk, the tide was around about midpoint, so we had space on the sand to get around. But at high tide, you won't get through here without getting wet. The path along the edge of the road is quite well marked and quite safe, of course. You see the toll gates out to the left. And quite a large amount of rock here deposited to hold the storm seas back when they arrive. I have seen these rocks lifted up onto the road in a big storm. At the southern end of Casey's Beach are toilets and a set of stairs which will take you up onto the roadway or get you down off the roadway if you've come along the concreted path. Today the tide was low enough for us to get around the rocks at the end of Casey's Beach. This is quite a challenging walk in this section because the rocks are not very even, and you need reasonable mobility to get around, as we'll see. Otherwise, go back up on the road and take the path at the top of the hill. So we headed out onto the rock shelf, which takes you around and towards Sunshine Bay. But don't try this if the tide is on the rise, or indeed is already quite full. To get around here safely, there is quite a bit of rock hopping and you need to ensure you have good shoes and are sure-footed. You do have to pick your spots to climb through, and you never know what you might find on the journey. One of the joys of walking. You can see Sunshine Bay here, and we're nearly through this tricky section. Fortunately, with the tide low, there were a number of options where we could climb over and walk through. Another set of stairs here at Sunshine Bay, so if you've had to walk around on the roadway and along the top of the cliff edge, you would come down here onto the beach if there is enough sand to walk on. If not, you can walk along in front of the houses here again, and that will bring you out at the almost at the southern end of Sunshine Bay. You can walk right to the end of the sand here, but there is no access around the point. So you need to backtrack into the car park at Sunshine Bay, head out onto Beach Road, and then turn left into the first street after the small gift shop. Partway up, you'll find a pathway on the left. There's a nice seat with views to the northwest, about halfway up this hill. What's the step and don't trip? You'll see some infrastructure as you walk through here. And again, you are quite close to the edge, so walk with care. There's trip hazards in all sorts of areas, typical of Australian bush tracks. And when you come out with the view to the south towards Denham's Beach, you will have to go up the hill towards the road, as the path to the south of this point is currently closed due to subsidence, I believe. So at this point, we head back up onto Beach Road. And proceed south towards Denham's Beach on the pathway. Turning left into Barbara Crescent, you can walk down this newly constructed pathway right to the bottom. Turn right off the end of the concrete and you'll find the path recommences. There's plenty of sand here, irrespective of the tide. you have a couple of options at the end of Denham's Beach. You can stay to the left if the tide is mid to low and go around the face of the rocks, or if the tide is high or coming in, if you walk up on the southern end onto the pathway, this takes you to another headland track. Stay to the left. The path to the right takes you up to Beach Road. Again, the height of the headland gives you quite good views and a good vantage point to look for the dolphins or even potentially whales at the right time of year. This path brings you out behind the Surf Beach takeaway and at the Surf Beach car park. Again, plenty of amenities at Surf Beach. If you walk down to the end of the grassed area, at the southern end of Surf Beach, you can walk back onto the sand. Once again, you have two options. You can go to the left and go around the rocks, or you can stay to the right and go up a set of stairs. At the top of the stairs, stay to the left, and the short walk on the headland will bring you out at Wimbie Street. You can follow the roadway to the left and down the hill, and you will be on Wimbie Beach and at the location of some of the other walks that we present on this channel. Thanks for watching.